This, ladies and gentlemen, is the IGT Player's Edge Plus MPU Master Processing Unit circuit board. And there are not one, but three different kinds. So what kind is in your machine? I'm about to tell you. I'm Lawton Barnes, and you are in the metal shop. This was one of my first machines. This is a traditional Player's Edge Jacks or Better machine, and it's an older model. They all look the same from the outside, but this one was built in 1987. And it has an original Player's Edge first generation board in it. The way you can tell you've got a first generation Player's Edge board is that it's mounted across the back of the cabinet, and it has these wiring harnesses going up to edge connectors that go in through the top of the board, and your power supply and power switch is over here on the left side of the cabinet. This design was changed at some point, probably by the 1990 or so, with the much more popular Player's Edge Plus series. So this was an upgrade. You see the cabinet is almost identical. They're hard to tell apart. But when you open up the interior on this one, the MPU board is over here on the left side of the cabinet, and your power supply and power switch have gone to the back. And over here where your circuit board is, it's now seated in a motherboard, so you don't have to deal with those edge connecting wires. There is one more type of board that we have, and it's most likely going to be found in a multi-poker machine that can do several different games. This could be Deuces Wild. It could be a bonus four-of-a-kind poker with different pay tables. It might be your straight jacks or better. In a machine like this, internally it looks exactly the same. We've got the MPU board is to the left side, the power supply is in the back, just like the Player's Edge Plus. The only difference is on the board itself. And if you'll give me just a minute, I'm going to pull these boards out of these machines, and we're going to take a look at all three up close and see what makes them different from one another. Our machines are powered down. I'm going to remove the circuit boards, but to pull the MPU from a Player's Edge Plus machine, we just grab here, give it a little gentle wiggle jiggle as we lift up, tilt out, and pull forward. And finally, we're going to come over here. This is the older first generation Player's Edge non-plus series. Okay, tilt that down a little. Then, as it comes out, I can then remove the connectors from the edge of the circuit board. Just like that. Okay, so what we've got here is three different Player's Edge boards from three different generations of machines. The first one here is the original Player's Edge, the non-plus version. These were used in the late 1980s. They weren't around for very long before IGT switched over to this one, the Player's Edge Plus, which is very common. This is found in the vast majority of your machines. And then if you have a multi-poker machine that has like 5 games in one, it's going to be running on one of these. This is the PE Plus Super Board. So they're all slightly different. One thing to note is that a PE Plus, Player's Edge Plus machine, is typically only capable of playing one game. So you might have Deuces, Joker, Wild Poker. You might have bonus poker, but you can't change it up without removing these chips and changing the game software. With a multi-poker machine, it can play up to 5 games. The 5 games are held on these 2 chips right here. And also a super board like this can be used as a single game board as well. So let me go over some of the differences. If you're trying to tell them apart, right off the bat, the key thing that differentiates these is going to be the location of the battery and the number of chips of the game software. Starting over here, the battery is here in the top right corner of the board. You may see a different style of battery. It's going to look just like this, where it's more of a cylindrical style. They're both exactly the same. On the Player's Edge board, your battery is going to be over here to the top corner. And then on the Super board, it's further down and closer to the side. Also on the SuperBoard, you've got two chips. This one's the data PROM, this one is the game PROM. So the presence of two game chips here indicates that you're dealing with a multi-board machine, whereas on this Player's Edge board, there's only one game chip right here. One thing when you're working on these machines, especially if you've got multiples of them, it's a good idea to keep track of your software versions and your PC board part numbers, your MPU board part numbers, just to ensure that you're ordering the correct parts and you're on the correct versions. Let me show you the part numbers for these. This board here is labeled as a 75702-600. I'm trying to read upside down. This one here is printed in copper, 7570320. There's the same thing with an 01 in revision C on that sticker. Here we have it on the SuperBoard. It's a 7570347 revision C. The reason you'll want to keep up with these is because you may wish to change the game that's installed on your board. A lot of times you'll find that these boards have had the chips changed over the years. A lot of them have lost their labels. Sometimes they have handwritten labels. On this board, you've clearly got the original IGT chips. They're computer printed. They've got a blue IGT logo in the background behind the chip. This one here from the late 80s, we're going back to dot matrix technology. That is in fact a genuine IGT chip. It's a little hard to read, but it does have the 1986 copyright and the chip numbers on there. But then we step over to this board. Some technician made these chips. This one, that's a PPO224 as your main game chip, and which I believe is a Deuces Wild game. And then down here, you know, these things have got tape on them. The tape on them is covering up the chip itself, which is erasable by ultraviolet light. So that's why he's got his piece of tape there. These computer printed labels, but you know, we've got handwritten stuff here. If you try to convert one board to a different game, you're going to want to make sure you have a matching set, that all these numbers are coordinated with one another, or else you'll start to get software errors. All in all, SuperBoard, two game chips, battery to the side, standard Player's Edge board, one game chip, battery in the top corner, and original Player's Edge has the battery more to the inside of the circuit board. Okay, so when you first bring your game home, you've pulled one of these boards, just give it a good visual once over. One of the things you'll always want to check is the condition of the battery. It's a very common error message to see a message on the screen that says, call attendant, low battery. And if you get one of those, these are the batteries here, here, and here. They all do the same thing. It's just two different styles of the same part. And to test one, we're going to use a multimeter, and I'm just going to put some clips on the positive and some clips on the negative. And there you go. It's got 3.66 volts. That's exactly what it's supposed to be. So that is a good battery. And one other thing, if you've just inspecting a board for the first time, check the condition of these electrolytic capacitors here. See how they have a tiny little X in the top and that one's bulging up a little bit? They do that with age. And if you see any kind of leakage coming out of the X, then that means it's completely failed. When it's bulging like that, it's probably going to fail soon. Most of these look good. Those have all been replaced. Those look good. Those look good. And that is the three different types of Player's Edge MPU boards: the original Player's Edge, the Player's Edge Plus, and the Player's Edge SuperBoard.
Okay, thanks for watching that video from MetalShop.Poker. I got another one, you're gonna love it. It's right here, just click on it and give it a watch.